I haven't had alcohol since November 2017. 7 years. I wasn't an alcoholic. I would go weeks or even a month without a drink. But when I did drink, it was almost impossible to only have one. I guess that makes it binge drinking, even if it was a mild version of that. And it really parallels my relationship with junk food as well, because there are so many things for which the saying, I just can't have one, is true. When I say moderation is difficult for me, I'm not exaggerating. So I thought I'd share more stories from my own life with the hopes that it helps someone out there listening who might be in the same shoes as I was, stuck in the same cycles and feeling like there's something wrong with them because they can't eat just two cookies and put the pack away like other people do. With drinking, I would overdo it. I'd have one too many or several too many glasses of wine, feel horrible the next day, and embarrassed about stupid things I said that were so out of character for me. Then I tell myself that I'm only going to have one glass at the next event or dinner out, only to end up in the same situation again, wondering why I didn't learn my lesson. The thing is, I'd have a drink and I'd be having so much fun. The alcohol relaxed me, removed tension, made me feel more giddy and chilled out at the same time. And so, why not have another glass? Because it will only make me feel even better. Plus, I actually like the taste of red wine, so it's a win win. There wasn't a momentous event that made me quit on the spot, but a few things that made me realize this really is a problem and it's not how and who I want to be. One, I was drinking a glass of wine in the afternoon at home, working on the computer, and then Alex came home and I hid the glass in the closet. Now, he doesn't judge me or wouldn't have said anything. So why did I do that? Because I didn't want to be drinking in the day. So if my instinct was to hide it, then that's saying something. And it really made me think. I hid it before I even had time to realize why I hid it. I was ashamed of it. And the choice to be drinking by myself in the day just wasn't in alignment with the version of myself that I wanted to be. Side note, this is not me judging or shaming you if you drink at all. I mean that. I don't want you to think that for a minute. I wasn't being in control and responsible with drinking, and I'm aware that other people are. So, the last drink that I had many years ago now was when I went out to dinner at a restaurant called Brown's in Vancouver. It's a chain. I don't know if it's around anymore. But I was drinking wine, maybe two or three glasses, which is a lot for me. I'm 5'2.5" for reference. And I felt dizzy walking to the bathroom. And I just thought, what am I doing? I'm out for a nice dinner, having a conversation, and now it's like maybe 7 p.m. and I'm tipsy and I just felt weird and it felt wrong. And the best way I can explain it is I was just over it. I just felt done, truly done. I didn't deliberate over it or question it. And the next day, I just knew I'm not drinking anymore. Not that I'm taking a break, I am done. It was very much the same experience I had with going vegan 10 years ago now this month. I just decided, and it wasn't even a pre planned thing. I just said, this is what I'm doing, and I don't think you can force things like that. And I'm not sure if this is going to make any sense or if you have ever had that feeling. Like it wasn't this over the top emotional declaration or even anything I shared with anyone else at the time. It just felt natural and like the next logical step for me. And that's it. So, why am I sharing this in a video for the 30-day low fat vegan weight loss challenge? Because in some ways, it's more difficult to give up junk food than it is alcohol. I want to pause from that thought really quickly and just say that I'm not minimizing anyone's experience with alcoholism or giving up substances. I'm sure that's incredibly difficult, and I'm just sharing things from my own experience. When someone offers you a drink and you say, no, thank you, I don't drink alcohol, usually they back right off. They're understanding, they don't ask again or make you feel weird about it or make you explain yourself. But with junk food, be prepared to defend your decision not to partake. You will be guilted into trying just one. You'll have to constantly be on guard, and you can't avoid junk food in the same way you can alcohol because it's everywhere. We need food to live. You can choose to not go into a liquor store or bar, and in Canada, where I lived at the time, they don't sell alcohol at the grocery stores like they do in the US. so it was easy to avoid having it in my face. Cookies, ice cream, donuts, and chips, not so much. And I mention in so many of my videos about the myth of moderation and how I would be at a restaurant and see other people sharing a dessert and having two bites and then putting their fork down and not even finishing their cake. I'm literally in awe of some people's ability to moderate junk food. My husband is like that. He will have a vegan chocolate bar at home and it will last all week. He'll literally break off 2 or 3 squares, make himself a cup of tea, and have that, and then just be done. Chocolate's not really my treat of choice unless it's mint chocolate. I do like that. But either way, I'm in awe of anyone who is like that because it's just not me. I'm an eat the entire pack of crackers and go back into the pantry 20 minutes later on the prowl to see what else I can get my hands on kind of gal. And this term on the prowl is something that I heard on Tanya Lyon's YouTube channel, Transforming Shadows, which I've mentioned before and I'll link in the description box of this video. She actually lost half of her body weight on a low-fat vegan diet, and she shares a lot of useful tips. As soon as I heard her describe her experience of feeling like she's on the prowl when she starts eating, certain processed, higher fat, sugary, salty foods, I knew exactly how she felt. Being on the prowl, looking for the next snack and more treats, more, more, more. I could relate to that so much because that's exactly how I feel. It's like this restlessness of wanting more and thinking about what junk I can have next once I get started. She has interviews on her channel with psychologist Dr. Doug Lisle, whose videos have done so much for me and taught me so much that I can't even put it into words. But he explains how biologically we are wired to reach for the richest food in the environment because prior to the modern abundant environment that we are living in now, food was a scarce thing. And when you found something calorie dense to eat, like nuts, you would be foolish to only have a little. We are wired to load up on that stuff because thousands of years ago, you wouldn't have had it in abundance every single day. You didn't have it readily available in your pantry, fridge, or freezer. And you didn't know where your next meal was coming from or when. So your body feels like it's doing the right thing by telling you to eat more and more and more of it. But it's not real food. It's been doctored with high, unnatural concentrations of sugar, fat, and salt, and lots of chemicals to make you addicted. If you enjoyed listening to this, let me know with a thumbs up, and I will continue to make more like this. Thanks so much, and have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.